What's up, my people? We're back with another Best Ball Mania draft. Let's go. We're waiting on 4 people. Hopefully, you jump into this right now, right away. You see this and you get to this and you're able to join this Best Ball Mania event. Right now, we're about to pop off. So, it might be best for you not to join it because we're really bringing the sauce this time. My last draft, I had Joe Burrow and I had a chance to pick up a Tyler Boyd, and instead, for some reason, I went with a quarterback. I had Joe Burrow, but I decided to pick up Geno Smith as a backup. There could be a couple off weeks, a couple. I want the upside with that. I had DK Metcalf as well, so it's understandable, but I would like to see Tyler Boyd get snagged every time. Cincinnati didn't draft a wide receiver, and I think it just makes the most sense to go with Tyler Boyd. But hey, we're on to a new one, aren't we? We're getting this. So I'm up again, not at 1, but at 8. I like 8. Eight's not a bad place to be. My again in my last draft, I'm just talking from experience, learning each time I do this. Travis Kelsey was on the board at 4, and I went with Travis Kelsey. Um, Maybe some foresight, maybe going with a wide receiver first would help. But hey, my team still feels stacked. Either way, it does. Justin Jefferson off the board, Jamar Chase. And by the way, it's a Sunday and it's rainy today, so it seems like a perfect time to kick off some best ball mania. It really does. So at number 8, if Travis Kelsey's on the board, I'm taking Travis Kelsey. But I'm assuming he's about to get taken. I mean, definitely it's going to come down to. There we go. Now, I would hope I can get Stephon Diggs, but I guess I will go with the Jonathan Taylor if it happens. I will. But I want Stephon. I do. That's what it is right now. I want Stephon Diggs. You know who I get? Oh shit! I get Stephon Diggs. And 8 picks, it's unlikely, but it is possible I can get Josh Allen too. If I could pair up Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen, I'd be a happy man. I think it's possible. It's got to let the cards play correctly. Drop the dice where I know they are, where I know they should land. That's all it is. Four picks away, I want Josh Allen all the way. 3 picks away, he's still on the board. Jalen Hurts goes, and that leaves CeeDee Lamb on the board and Josh Allen right below him. 2 picks away from securing this bag. This is absolutely securing the bag. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but if I'm able to do this, it feels like a strong way to go. It does. CeeDee Lamb, I'm just praying this guy doesn't go Josh Allen. and he doesn't, I'm able to secure Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and Josh Allen on the same team. It feels right. That's all I can say. Next person I'm taking 14 picks away. I think I'd probably go Josh Jacobs. I would. Tony Pollard way up my list. Like I would be happy with the Tony Pollard's not going to fall to me. And also I didn't take a Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson's way up my board. So Garrett Wilson and Tony Pollard are the two people skyrocketing for me. I think Tony Pollard's going to get real-time production. So Tony Pollard, Derrick Henry, it's a close call, but Breece Hall, I don't think I think Breece Hall is below both of them. But I might just take the risk on Tony Pollard, see what Tony Pollard can do. That's what that guy did right there. M Jerky. Wow. M Jerky 32, good pick. And he has Jamar Chase. That's a good move right there, I gotta say. I think the main thing here is secure a top end running back. Whoever it might end up being, I want to secure a, the running back one. You know, any of these guys has the potential to be the running back number one. I think I could find a guy who is. And just like I was talking about before, I'm praying that Derrick Henry is still on the board, and Derrick Henry is. I'm able to secure Derrick Henry, which I'm extremely happy about. So Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, and Stephon Diggs all on the same team. It feels good. Gotta say. Just 5 picks away. Who will this be? Y'all know I y'all know I love me some Najee Harris. But no cap, I'm also so Najee off the board. I would eye up in this order all these wide receivers. DeAndre Hopkins is hard not to want to draft before everybody else. But I've got to say, I think it's Amari Cooper I want. TJ Hawkinson off the board. I think I'm going to go Amari Cooper right here. So I'm 14 picks away now. No way I get any of these players. Unfortunately, I would like to see George Kittle fall to me. I'd like DeAndre Hopkins, obviously. It's not going to happen. They're going to be off the board. So I think I'm going to shoot for Keenan Allen, I would say. That's a close one, I got to say. Keenan Allen is smooth off the board. Someone I'm eyeing up still on the board is a George Kittle. Gotta say, I'm surprised about George Kittle still on the board. I'd smooth take George Kittle. And he gets snagged away from me. Drake London or Terry McLaurin? That is a tight call. I might go Terry McLaurin. I'll be honest. That is a tight call. DJ Moore. But Aaron Jones is calling my name. I think Aaron Jones is the way for me to go. Because I was so in between. Gotta say, I'm happy with not taking Drake London right now. I gotta say that right now. I mean, he's still lingering on the board. I wouldn't be mad at all taking him. Now Jackson Smith or Brandon Ayuk. I think it's got to be Brandon Ayuk. I think it's got to be the selection for me if Drake London's off the board. I think it's a likely possibility that Drake London is not there. If he is, I'm going to snag him. No doubt, maybe a third running back might be a good option for me, but I think I should double up on. So Dalvin Cook off the board. That was going to be my selection. But with Drake London still on the board, I'm hoping it's not Drake London taken right now. That's all I can say. It's the only person that really makes sense for me. He gets taken. So I go Brandon Ayuk. George Pickens close to that, man. I think I still value Tyler Lockett above Jackson Smith, but I'm a big Jackson Smith fan. I am. What I forget a lot is that these are only 18 round drafts. You know, for the longest time, I was so used to the Superflex 20 rounds that when it came around 18, thankfully I had all the players that I needed to fill out my roster. But I would have liked, an additional tight end, maybe another running back, whatever the case may be. And I just didn't understand that it was only 18 rounds at first. But this Best Ball Mania is only 18 rounds. Gotta let you know. Right here, I'm thinking George Pickens or Marquise Brown. Whichever one falls to me, I'm happy taking them. George Pickens, Marquise Brown. Seems like all these tight ends fell quickly. A lot of the times that I've been playing draft Best Ball Mania, the tight ends were kind of lingering. They're sitting around. I've seen it multiple times. But, this round is not seeming to happen. George Pickens still on the board. It's close with Marquise Brown because if DeAndre Hopkins gets traded, Marquise Brown's a clear number one. George Pickens, we're going to have to see what Kenny can do. I do have belief in Kenny. I think he's the guy, but we're going to have to see how that offense looks. But let's go George Pickens. Let's do George Pickens. I'm big on George Pickens. He's a baller. You got to give it up for George Pickens. Now, Marquise Brown, again, close, man. Hollywood. I want to take Hollywood, but I'm going to stay true to myself. I'm going to take George Pickens. Now, if Marquise Brown lingers around and he's sitting on the board in 8 picks, it's clear Marquise Brown territory. We're going to have to see in 8 picks. We're gonna have to see how this goes. I'm not expecting Marquise Brown to still be on the board, and I would almost like to see Marquise Brown. I mean, in terms of talent, I think George Pickens has all the talent, but in terms of who's gonna rack up the most points, we don't know. All right, George Pickens they just brought in Allen Robinson, Marquise Brown off the board. Marquise Brown, if DeAndre Hopkins, which it looks like he's going to be traded, if he gets traded, bro, Marquise Brown skyrockets above a lot of these players, above, probably above Kadarius Toney, all right, above George, uh, Gabe Davis, so above a lot of these players. I'm a Pittsburgh fan, and I've seen what the man George Pickens can do. I've seen it all on display, so that's why I'm staying truthful to the man. Now, right here, I think it's an easy selection for me. I want to go Evan Ingram all the way. And no doubt, I'm thinking about James Conner. James Conner is on my mind big time, I gotta say. James Conner gets taken, it's Evan Ingram. And Jahan Dotson, you were on my mind as well. But 14 picks away, it looks like I'm not. Maybe I should have seen into Pat Freiermuth. Seeing Jahan Dotson still on the board, maybe take a Jahan Dotson. But you know what? It's all good. I got Evan Ingram. And I would double up on tight end here. It's a rare circumstance where I'd double up on tight end. But I think I would want Alvin Kamara before any of these other players. I think goes Alvin Kamara. Now you got to give it up to Michael Thomas. If Michael Thomas is playing, Michael Thomas is the dude. So Michael Thomas and Pat Freiermuth. And I might just want Pat Freiermuth over Michael Thomas, to be completely honest, because I'm unsure about Michael Thomas. But hey, man, so Pat Freiermuth goes. That's unfortunate, man. I really thought he might be my pick. Here we go. You got to work with what you have, don't you? Here we go. And before the main man, James Cook, got taken, he was on my mind as well. David Njoku onto the board. I think I'll end up with 3 tight ends, to be completely honest. So before 18, around 17, I'll have to pick up a tight end. Probably 18, I'll pick up a tight end as well. I don't have to focus on quarterback as much. I can maybe get a late round guy such as Matthew Stafford, definitely on my mind. Kenny Pickett. Yeah, one of those guys, you know. So I want one of these New Orleans heads. One of these, what do you call them down in New Orleans? Whatever you call these New Orleans heads, man. I want one of these cats. I do. And hopefully it's Alvin Kamara. I think Alvin Kamara can be a, a back people are talking about later on after a suspension. I think he comes back, and by end of season, he is the top producing fantasy running back in the league. This guy has 3 running backs, so I'm praying he goes somewhere else. Able to get Alvin Kamara. Happy with that selection. Michael Thomas could come back and be wide receiver 1, so we're going to have to see about that. Not wide receiver 1. I wouldn't gamble on him being wide receiver 1, but maybe one of those top round running wide receivers. Damn, he gets taken. All right. Damian Harris doesn't get much many receiving targets. Maybe it changes going to this new offense where they dump off a lot of passes. But I don't see it happening. I don't see him getting that many more receptions. Maybe double the receptions would be a huge increase, but I don't know if necessarily I want that to be my pick. Right now, I got to keep in mind it's only 2 running backs I have. Alvin Kamara isn't until late season, so I definitely want to pick up at least 5 running backs. Maybe a top end right here. Is this where I go top end running back? I don't want to gamble on a Rashad Penny. I really don't. They do have 3 running backs now in Philly. They have DeAndre Swift, Rashad Penny, and other dude. Who else did they? And Kenneth Gainwell. Maybe this is where I bite down and I say, let's go. Rashad Penny. Maybe I just bite down and I say, Rashad Penny, baby. Other than that, I want Juju Smith-Schuster. So can Juju fall back to me? It looks unlikely. But maybe this is where I take a Rashad Penny. Rashad Penny off the board. I either want Damian. I'm going to go Juju. Just gonna say Juju. Maybe I take Mac Jones now late. There's no telling. I was close to Damian Harris. I was not gonna cap it all. I don't think James Cook can take over all the running. All like he's not a three down running back at all times. They're gonna rotate Damian Harris into that Buffalo offense, and they get points. But I do have Josh Allen, and considering Damian Harris doesn't get that many receptions, it seems like the best solution was for me to go a threat at wide receiver. Now, if Damian Harris falls 10 picks, he's someone to consider. So Damian Harris, I'm going to list him as on my list. Then after that, Jacoby Myers. Then Sky Moore. With a real focus on Sky Moore, because Sky Moore could be a target getter. He could be a guy who gets the majority of the targets. Las Vegas, we still have yet to see. Damian Harris falls. I thought he might be able to fall all the way to 10 picks from where he got taken. To me, didn't happen. So I'm heavy eyeing up Sky Moore now. I'm having a tough decision deciding between Jacoby Myers and Sky Moore. I've got to say. So I'm hoping Sky Moore gets taken. It makes it clear I want Jacoby Myers. I did want Sky Moore. But I'll take Tyler Boyd as well. In the off chance that Jacoby Myers gets selected, I will. And I think Tyler Algier here isn't terrible. I think you have to expect Tyler Algier to get a similar number to what he got last season. But for sure they're playing there. That's why he's falling so many picks. He's falling a few too many if you ask me. So I would go ahead and snag him, but I want to bulk up my wide receivers. I do. I think later rounds, you don't see as many receiver options that make sense. So now in 8 picks, I will take Tyler Algier. I fully expect Tyler Algier to be off the board, but if he's there, I'll take him. After that, you got a heavy eye up I'd say Cole Kmet. I'd say Zay Jones. Deontay Foreman, I like, but I'm going to go ahead and say Adam Thielen. And Devin Achane would have been on my list right here. It for sure would have been Devin Achane if he didn't get selected just now, but he did get selected. I got to move forward. Deontay Foreman. Again, Deontay Foreman's been my back for a lot of these. He's been my late round back. I might end up with some Kareem Hunts, some Leonard Fournettes. Gus Edwards, I still like, and Tyler Algier gets taken, guys. That is close, man. I wanted Tyler Algier. We were just 4 picks away. Do I just go ahead and take Deontay Foreman at this point? I mean, Adam Thielen's going to have competition. We know that. But he does have a quarterback people believe in. Maybe this is where I go Adam Thielen and I double him up with Deontay Foreman off the board anyways. Bro, I might just say I'll go Geno Smith if Adam Thielen gets taken. So Geno Smith does go off the board. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Adam Thielen. So I'd say I'm good at my wide receivers. I want to focus on getting 2 tight ends and 2 running backs now. So that's 4 picks. It'll leave me with an extra gamble position. Oh, that quarterback. So I'm in good position now that I know what I'm doing. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to select 2 running backs and 2 tight ends and a quarterback. So that is 5 players, 5 picks, and I do have 5 picks remaining. So maybe even that extra, possibly an extra 6. I might have that extra position. So I'll make sure to secure 1 tight end at least. This is where in 8 picks, I love Dalton Kincaid. I love what Dalton Kincaid can bring, but I think that Dawson Knox might be the guy that I go for if he falls 8 picks. So it's basically going to go Dawson Knox, Ezekiel Elliott, Tyler Higbee, now stick with me. There is a Jalen Warren, but I'm going to even say Gerald Everett above Jalen Warren. I think Jalen Warren's a good back. I just don't think he's going to get that much production. You feel me? So definitely here I'll go Dawson Knox. I have no problem locking up with Dawson Knox. I think he's still going to get targets. Hopefully he can have a couple games where he's big time and maybe the Dalton Kincaid will push him to be a better man. I still feel unsecure not having that third tight end. Feel like I need a third guy to get some buckets for sure. And besides that, 2 more running backs, 1 quarterback. So we got another tight end coming up. We have 2 more running backs and a quarterback to back up Josh Allen. It's almost Matthew Stafford territory. So after all these players, after them, I will go with Matthew Stafford, Jalen Warren. Then I got to see a Kareem Hunt, Mike Gesicki, a Leonard Fournette, Rashee Rice. Now that is a good pick, I would say. Let's go, Kenny Pickett. Now that is a wild down. I'm hoping everything plays out and I'm able to get Matthew Stafford. I don't want to reach on Kenny, but I will take Kenny. I will take Kenny. So maybe I'll even move Kenny a little bit up, but I can't do anything too crazy now. I do have Josh Allen, so nothing to worry about. But I got to get that reliable backup for sure. You never know, game or two here, game or two there. You don't know what happens with these quarterbacks. You're hoping Josh Allen can play the whole season. But hey, there's always a bye week as well. You want someone to ball out on bye week. Matthew Stafford off the board, but it makes it simple for me. I'll go Ezekiel Elliott. And I think that moves. You know, it doesn't really move Kenny Pickett up the board for me. Being completely honest. Maybe I'll put him up. Put him up 2 spots. But I like Mike Gesicki a lot. I will go Gerald Everett just because of the offense. But Mike Gesicki is Kenny Pickett off the board. Damn. Well, I wasn't going to take him then. I'll go Gerald Everett here. In 6 picks. That's for sure my selection. Jimmy Garoppolo. Jake Ferguson. Gerald Everett gets selected. Man, that's tough. That is tough for me, I gotta say. I thought I was gonna get a Gerald Everett right here. I do. I did think that was gonna happen for me. It's unfortunate, but there's still Mac Jones on the board, so Mike Gesicki gets taken as well. This is where I want to go Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt gets selected. Let's go ahead. Let's get Devin Singletary as my 5th running back. I think that's important, getting a guy. Now let's get another tight end. This is risky now. This is why I probably would have liked to go Jake Ferguson. I think I'm going to put Jake Ferguson above Jimmy Garoppolo just for these circumstances. I will go Jake Ferguson if he falls to me 8 picks. Jake Ferguson, Jimmy Garoppolo. Still have Mac Jones lingering. Mac Jones could be a guy step in one game and play well. That's what I'm hoping. This is basically saying that Josh Allen's playing the whole season and nothing's interfering with that. That's all I'm saying. Now, if I could double up, get both these players, I'd be ecstatic. I think there's a possibility. Chuba Hubbard, he was going to be my next player if I didn't see a Devin Singletary. So, go pick my guy. Get Jake Ferguson. I think he could be a breakout talent. Now let's hope I get Jimmy Garoppolo in 14. I can't see it in 14. People are going to see Sam Howell and be Jimmy Garoppolo over Sam Howell. They're going to say that. They're going to see that, say Sam Howell is not up to the par with Jimmy Garoppolo. But I will take I might even fuck around and take 4 tight ends. And I love Tim Patrick as well. Oh, Sam Laporta. Good tight end fit. I didn't even think of Sam Laporta, to be completely honest. Sam Laporta, a good it's M Jerky again. With another good selection. Another good player, my guy. That guy's doing a good job. I have 2 more picks now. It's got to be a quarterback, and Alvin Kamara out for 8 games. Hopefully Ezekiel Elliott goes somewhere good. I'm glad Tim Patrick's off the board because I would have been wanting to pick him. But up in 2 picks, I do want Jimmy Garoppolo. I do want me some Jimmy Garoppolo. So I did a good move taking Jake Ferguson. I like the Sam. All right, so I go ahead. I get Jimmy Garoppolo. He was hurt last season, so that's why his numbers were so bad. Hey, just like in the league, Jimmy Garoppolo backing up. And that wraps it up for this one. Make sure to look back and see why